Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, it is our Fun Friday, so we're going to have a bit more relaxed video, and it's going to be a bit quicker just because we're at that point in the off season where sometimes we just don't have as much to talk about on a weekly basis. But we're going to kind of go over some off season rumors, trade stuff, talk about Nikola Topic and what his future might look like and his role with the Thunder. And we will also just give you guys a review of what has happened this week with everything surrounding the Oklahoma City Thunder. But first off, we're going to talk about a report that came out where a story was broke out that it is pretty much almost certain that the Thunder need to make an off-season trade just with how their roster is constructed and how deep they are, that Brooke Barnhizer is not still technically on an official contract because of how deep the Thunder are, and many believe that the Thunder still need to make an off-season trade and move on from somebody for maybe some picks and just move on so there's room for Barnhizer and trade somebody that like an Uzman or Kenrich who is making millions, where you can sign a Barnhizer for just around $1 million, if that, on a much cheaper deal, and a guy who's younger, and why that just helps you save even more money for the apron stuff. And we always just have to talk about the cap space because of how lethal the aprons are nowadays with the CBA rules. So for right now, it kind of seems like a lot of people are believing the Thunder are still going to make a move this offseason, whether it's getting off of a contract or whether it might be just releasing a young guy like a Carlson or somebody like that. So just something to kind of keep your guys' eyes on is many people are expecting the Thunder to make another move. Maybe you guys don't think so. Maybe it's just a thing where we sign Barnhizer on the two-way and he kind of earns his way onto the team like what an AJ Mitchell did last year. So let me know down below what you guys think of that. But we'll transition now into Nikola Topic and kind of what his role and future on the team is. I think he's a big storyline for what a lot of people are going to be paying attention to the Thunder, and another young player who's only 19, who was the 12th overall pick a season ago. He was projected top 5 before the ACL injury. And some people believe that he should just be a trade piece, and that the Thunder are already so deep and Topic isn't going to be able to kind of flourish and kind of do what he's been able or could able to do if he was on the Thunder, kind of with a Giddey, because he has that same play style. Giddey wasn't able to kind of really do what he wanted to do, and then we sent him off to Chicago and he had a career year, and it was a win-win because we got Caruso. But for Topic, he's still so young and such a valuable asset that for the Thunder, if it comes to the point in the trade deadline where there's somebody out there that you might want to get who is on a rental where it might become a free agent at the end of the year, but you just want to sign on to help maybe get a championship or trade for another championship piece, and mid-season you have contracts that are tradable, and Topic might be a trade asset where if you want to go get a bigger name, he can be that young point guard that a team that who might be trading one of their better players might want to get for a rebuild in the future. So it's not set in stone right now that Topic is a guarantee going to be playing. It's not guaranteed that he's going to be around long term or even by the end of the year, just because the Thunder has so many different and deep pieces, and we've talked about it on this channel before on how deep the guards are in the Thunder, because you have guys like SGA and Dort who start, you have Caruso, Wallace, you have AJ Mitchell, you have Isaiah Joe, and that's 6 guys right there before you even get to a Topic. Or you can run guys that are guards like a J-Dub runs the point at certain times. So for some people, it's just the fact of Topic might not be able to play now, especially with AJ Mitchell popping off in the summer league and looking like he's going to be one of those main guys off the bench. It kind of pushes Topic back. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think, and kind of if you think Topic should stay around, or you think if there is a right trade out there that we kind of move on from Topic and we just don't keep him around because of how deep the Thunder are. But now we're kind of talking about who or what the Thunder might get in return for a Nikola Topic trade, and it might not be the best looking or best sounding thing, but they could legit just go out and trade for 2 first-round picks or just another first-round pick down the line, if anything, if they really do need to get off a certain contract, the Thunder will just trade for more first round picks, and we just keep recycling the same process of getting first round picks, getting guys, and if they don't work out, or if they're just not good enough to make the 10-man rotation of guys who are already so good on the Thunder, we give them to a team where we know they can go out there and still produce at a high level, like a Giddey, a Trey Mann, for instance, and we get assets in return like first round picks and like that, where we eventually just recycle it over and over. So it's the same. We know Sam Presti's probably already 2 steps ahead of what we're thinking or what other GMs are expecting him to do. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have, kind of what your thoughts are on that, because I mean, it's an interesting topic just because of how the Thunder can operate, and if the Thunder should move on from a guy like Topic early on, or do you give him the run of 2 or 3 years before he is owed that contract extension? And if he hasn't really proven anything, yeah, you let him go and you don't re-sign him. And if he's proven something like a Wallace and maybe earned that contract where you get him on a team-friendly deal for 4 years, maybe $80 million, where you're only paying him $20 million to produce as a a productive backup point guard, which is crazy because getting $20 million as a backup point guard 10 years ago, $20 million you were given to superstars, and that's what they were making. And now backup and bench players on the normal are making $20 million, and it's going to be so hard for teams to build. And it's so amazing to be a Thunder fan and be on the side of, like, we are the best set up in the league to avoid the apron stuff, to build a dynasty, and I think we're on the track of being that if we can continue to stay healthy, continue to recycle our draft picks, and just buying into, and if the players can buy into what Mark Dagnall is giving over there. And I mean, it worked out. We have a championship, and we're looking like we can be that potential dynasty of the 2020s. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think of Topic, if you think we move on from him and stuff like that. But we'll wrap it up with our weekend review. Just not a lot going on this week, but some big news regarding the scheduling for next year. The preseason schedule for the Thunder got released in their October games. You can go back to that video and check it out and see who they play. Some scheduling stuff got released, such as the NBA Cup and opening night. Opening night will be October 21st for the Thunder. They will raise their banner that night, and I plan on being at that game that night for you guys as well. And just some more just off-season stuff, trade rumors. The Thunder always being associated with stuff because of their assets and picks and young players like that. So not a lot going on this week, but still a lot of we talked about a lot of topics. We're kind of in that area where if you guys have a topic or a subject that you want me to talk about, we can just kind of argue over or kind of talk about at a deeper level, let me know down below. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.